The universe reflects your frequency, not your thoughts. Whatever you're admitting is exactly what you're gonna get back. Everything that you can see, hear, feel, and touch, like literally everything, is vibrating at a certain frequency. And to just put it simply, whatever frequency it's vibrating at determines the energy of which it uses to manifest itself into physical form or whatever form it is. So now that you know that everything is frequency and vibration, nothing is really physical. Like, in a sense it is, and in a sense it isn't. Emotion and the way that you're feeling is the most powerful tool when it comes to getting whatever you want, aka manifesting. And what I mean by manifesting, if you're not familiar with the term, is basically bringing things into reality in whatever way. It doesn't have to be woo-woo, it's just bringing things into reality that wasn't there before. AKA, like, for example, you could say, for example, I was manifested in this world when I was born. Like, my mom manifested me to be born. But yeah, emotion is one of the most important tools when it comes to manifesting what you want. Everyone thinks that it's a physical thing first. Like, you have to just do the work hard, and get what you want. It all stems from within. Your outer world reflects your inner world. As within, so without. I used to think I could just think things into reality when I first started my wellness journey back in, I'd say, late 2020. I started doing the whole affirmations thing where you write it down in the morning, like every single morning, and it's supposedly supposed to just manifest into your life. Whatever it was I was writing. But I was doing that for a while, and I was like, why is it not working? Why is none of the things that I'm writing coming true? The whole idea behind writing your affirmations every single morning was that it reprograms your subconscious mind, which in turn will manifest into whatever you want, will manifest into your reality, whatever you're writing about. See, so I was doing that for a while, and I was like, why is nothing working? Well, why? I've been doing this for how long, and nothing's really changed. Like, nothing that I've been writing has come into my reality. I didn't realize that what I was basically doing is I was just writing things without emotion. It was things that I wanted, but I wasn't embodying that person that had those things. Nor was I feeling it within me. When I said, for example, like, one of the things I probably said was, I don't even remember, because I don't even write my affirmations anymore. I used to write affirmations all the time, but I don't even remember what I used to write, but I used to write all these, like, I'd write a paragraph of just affirmations. I don't really remember exactly what I wrote, but let's just say that I was writing about money. I think I always kind of had some sort of, like, money goal that I put in there, right? There was a whole bunch of different goals, but I always put a money goal in there. See, I wasn't emotionally convinced that that was my reality. I was just writing it like, oh, this is something that I want in my future. Like, I'm gonna have this in my future. But not only me putting it in the future is delaying it, but I just wasn't emotionally convinced enough to energetically change myself to be that person. That's why I keep saying emotion is one of the strongest tools. Because if you're not emotionally convinced, you have nothing that drives that thing that you're trying to do. Like, if I was trying to make blank dollars and I wasn't emotionally convinced enough that I, first off, wanted it that bad, that I could even get it, or that I even deserved it, I wouldn't be able to get to that goal. I wasn't able to get to that goal because I didn't have that emotional driving force behind it. I was just writing it just to write it. What I'm trying to say is that the frequency of wanting something is different from the frequency of being something. Let me say that again. The frequency of wanting something is different from the frequency of being something. Two completely different frequencies. Completely different. You can't just sit there and think happy thoughts and expect things to manifest. It is a little bit different when it comes to, like, health, like physical body wise, in a sense. I'm going to talk about that in a different video. In a way, one of the problems that people have when it comes to manifesting, because when you first figure out manifesting, it's kind of like you become afraid of thinking about the wrong thing because you're afraid it's going to manifest. You manifest exactly what you focus on. And if you are focused on being afraid of not getting that thing, that is fear. You can only manifest when you're vibrating at a higher frequency. You can't manifest when you're at a low frequency. You can manifest bad situations, which obviously you don't necessarily want to manifest those things. I'm talking about things you actually want to manifest into your life. Operating in a fear mindset is not going to bring you any closer to getting what you want. You have to be very observant of what you're truly feeling, because frequency is very subtle. You can't, it's kind of hard to notice these things sometimes, because you can trick yourself into believing something, but you can't trick your subconscious mind or the universe. You can't trick the frequency. You can't, whatever frequency you're vibrating at is the frequency you're emitting, which is the frequency of the reality that you're living in will be. Energy never lies, and reality is just reflecting whatever is inside of you. Let me say that again for the people in the back, because this is very important. Energy never lies. Reality is just reflecting whatever is within you. In a way, when I was doing those affirmations, I was so hyper focused on what I didn't want that when I was writing it, I was writing out of fear. I was writing out of fear of not having those things. And that's a completely different vibration from the frequency of having those things. You can't have something if you don't have it. That might be a little bit hard for you to comprehend, but you can't have something without having it, to put it simply. Your thoughts and your frequency are two different things. That's why all these manifestation techniques don't work. Like the one that I was doing, I was writing those affirmations every single morning. I did other stuff too. I'm not gonna go into it, but there's other manifestation techniques that don't work because thoughts are different from frequency. Your mental thoughts are only one part of the equation. If your emotions are not in tune with that frequency that you need to be that person, it's not gonna work. It's emotional, and then it's mental, and then it's physical. That's how the equation goes. You can't just have one part and expect the equation to work. You can't just think things and expect things to work when you're missing other parts of the equation. That's not how it works. There's different things that come into play when it comes to manifesting, aka just bringing things into reality that wasn't there before. For me, it wasn't until I changed my frequency to acceptance and being at peace with who I was in that moment and being whole with myself in that moment and not needing certain things. That's the only time that I actually began to change myself. Like my reality began to change, because once I changed my frequency, aka my feelings, my emotions, I already kind of had the mental of what I already wanted. I already had like the thoughts, and so having the emotions and the thoughts manifested into the physical actions that I was taking to become that person, that version of myself. When you're wanting something, you're vibrating at the frequency of wanting, not having. I gotta go to dinner for my dad's birthday, but I will be back and I will finish recording when I come back from dinner. So I'll see you in a second. Sorry if it just got darker. I just came back from dinner with my family. But to continue with the video, you must become detached from whatever outcome you're expecting and know that whether the outcome is going to be bad or good, you're not going to let it change the vibrational frequency that you're vibrating at. You must become detached from whatever outcome you're expecting. And just know that whether the outcome is good or bad, you're not going to let it change your vibrational frequency that you're in. Because you're going to be so mentally and emotionally convicted whether the world shows it or not. A lot of people block their blessings because they put the things that they want, like their goals and their desires, they put it on a pedestal. And so what that does is it creates this vibrational resistance to that goal, because your identity is not equal to the reality that you want. You can't act like it's something higher than you right now. You have to make it natural for you to be doing these things, for you to be doing the things that the version of you does, the things that that version of you receives. Because you need to think, act, and feel equal to that version of you. Nothing is true until the subconscious mind accepts it as true. See, the world is going to try to throw these rules and limitations on you, but the second that your mind accepts it as true, your reality will only follow those rules and limitations because that's what you've accepted to be true. Take the Wizard Liz, for example. If you don't know who she is, she's basically this YouTuber who blew up in a couple of days with a simple video. The video got like a crazy amount of views, like 5 million views within a couple of days. And what confused everyone was the thumbnail was just her just sitting there, and it's just a caption, a title, and it got over 1 million views like in a couple of days, like over 5 million views. Do you think that she recorded the video and then she was like, oh, like I feel great now, like I feel like I'm on the same frequency as who I want to be, type of thing? Yes, physical action does play a part, but she was already somebody who gets millions of views before she even posted that video. That's what I'm trying to say. She was so mentally and emotionally convicted that she was deserving of those millions of views. And so her being on that frequency, her having that energy flowed throughout the video. Do you think that she recorded the video and then she matched the frequency of who she wanted to be, someone that gets millions of views? Or was she already at that frequency where when she made the video, that frequency flowed through the video? Even though the video was such like a plain looking video, she was just sitting there talking, her frequency matched up to millions of views. People will have this is what I'm talking about, like the rules and limitations of people make it seem like you got to make crazy like thumbnails and clickbait and crazy captions, crazy blah blah blah, super colorful, super like eye-grabbing. That's only true if you accept it to be true, and she proved it. You just have to be matching that frequency of getting what you want. When you place a huge importance on something, you're creating a space between you and that thing. And the way to close that gap is to realize the whole reason of why you want that desire in the first place. And the whole reason you want that desire in the first place is because you want to feel a frequency that you're currently not experiencing. Think of the last thing that you wanted. Let's say you wanted a car. Let's say you wanted some food. You wanted like your favorite game. I don't know, like whatever you wanted. It's because you wanted to feel a certain way, you wanted to emotionally feel a certain way that you're not currently feeling. That's the only reason why you want it so bad. Once you feel so good without needing that thing, that desire will come to you more easily. So yeah, if you're gonna take anything away from this video, I wanted to end it off by saying whatever thought has the most emotional charge is the one that your subconscious mind will believe, which determines your frequency, and your frequency determines your reality. And I really, really appreciate all the love that I've been getting. I read all the comments, and yeah, it just makes my heart happy. So I really appreciate it. But anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.